Good morning and welcome to beautiful Beijing here. I'm walking in the old hutong areas here. Really nice area. Just wanted to share some exciting news or sort of a revelation to me about how to be more focused in the morning. So I like to listen to podcasts. I was listening to a podcast yesterday by Andrew Huberman. You should check him up if you haven't. But basically he said, if you want to be more focused, you can try to do sort of mentally challenging work at the same time as I typically do physically demanding work. So for example, a workout or training, and I actually typically exercise in the morning. And I also realize sometimes when I skip that, I work from home or edit videos and I stay really sharp. Never reflected on why or if it's really the reason, but maybe that's something you can try. So of course, if you exercise in the evening, maybe it's different, you can try to do that. But I like to really go up early in the morning and get things done. So if you haven't tried it, maybe try to get in a bit of a morning routine with exercise. And when you don't do that, try to do some focused work instead. Of course, something else that's extremely important is sleep, to get enough sleep. I typically try to go to bed early. It depends on when I can, like 9 or 10 or latest 11. But typically wake up actually before my alarm after like 7 hours or so. But I try to get up early. And then I try to hydrate, of course, very important. So the first thing I do in the morning is to have some supplements. And I'm actually trying something called the snake juice. It sounds really crazy. It comes from the snake diet, basically meaning you eat a huge meal and then you don't eat for a long time, you do fasting. But basically a supplement with some Himalayan pink salt, sodium chloride, then also have some apple cider vinegar for digestion, some creatine for recovery, also some vitamins. So that's also something you just add on top. And then I just drink black coffee to stay focused but don't have any calories because I'm fasting in the morning. So besides having the right electrolyte balance, actually getting sunlight in the morning is really important. That's why I'm out walking right now. And I clearly feel a difference because I was inside working to get things done in the morning here. But then I went to the gym and now outside and just immediately coming up in the signs and I actually feel a lot better, even though it's a lot of noises here in the background in the hutong area. But I think it's key to actually get some vitamin D. You know, I come from Sweden, it's very dark. There's people playing in the background here, a lot of stuff going on. And you maybe get depressed so you don't feel that energized. So if you can, try to get up when you wake up. And then hopefully you feel a lot more energized as well. Now, a tip, of course, I want to share with you that is maybe the most important is to eat nutritious foods. So if you eat, for example, a lot of sugar and other very processed things, your blood sugar tends to go up and down. So maybe you have a really hard time to focus, especially after lunch. So that's why I like fasting in the morning. Your sort of senses are heightened, you can really focus. But then also now I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna buy some groceries here, do some minced beef, maybe an egg and some healthy carbs. Actually, I'm gonna do a little bit of pasta today, which is not ideal. It's very unusual actually. I do that. I typically have like pumpkin or quinoa or sweet potato, something like that. But I wanna have some quick energy here, but basically eating nutritious, healthy food and cooking. So that's another tip to make sure that you're really focused as well. Related to sleep, of course, if you stay up very late and have an unhealthy lifestyle, you know, maybe out drinking and so on, of course, you're really gonna be tired in the morning. Don't have to tell you that, guys. I was reminded by that when I was walking earlier today. There's a lot of stuff out there in the cupboard. So I try to avoid alcohol to make sure I can stay sharp. Yeah, on the topic of the weather, it definitely changes your mood. Actually, right now it's very sunny and clear skies, but actually in the morning it was not so fantastic when I woke up. Pretty polluted actually. The wind changes a lot here. Easy to forget what you have, like clean nature and air. You really need to appreciate it. But I think getting out and get some sunlight is definitely a good way to get your mood better if you're feeling a bit down like I was in the morning. Now I feel very, very energized. It's very lush and nice here in the background, definitely refreshing. And I'm checking now, I already got in, let's see, 22,000 steps, almost 21.8. And I think a good way to combine being active, walking like this, or I have actually a treadmill in my place, which is pretty crazy. But then if I'm inside, focus in the morning, for an example, you can do editing like I do or study Chinese. So of course you need to be sort of motivated to stay to the process. And I have a goal now I've set to reach HSK level 4 in my Chinese before Chinese New Year, which is in January, February, sometime like that. So it's an excuse sort of to focus on the mental work, or not excuse, but at the same time mix it with the fitness goals that I have, so you do two things at the same time. And that's, I think, the last thing I just want to share with you. I think it's important to feel motivated. I talked about it in my last video, of course. And basically dopamine is one of these chemicals in the body that really drives that. So when you feel progress, like for example, I was rehearsing Chinese on the way here. Not sure if you can see it here, but I was checking some vocabulary while I was walking, and started out not recognizing some of the words, but then after a while you recognize them and you feel you have progress, and you feel much more motivated to continue striving towards goals. Then you feel more motivated, then you can maybe focus more to get there even faster. So that's just some tips from my side of how to stay more focused, get things done. Hope you all have a very, very nice day.